Welcome. My name is Gabby Coletta. Thank you for joining me out here in Cochise Stronghold, Arizona. And today's practice is inspired by the mantra So Hum. So Hum. And what this translates to is I am that. I am a cosmic expression of the universe. I am everything. And it's a really powerful mantra to play with when we are feeling in our small selves, which is easy to do in this human existence where we are equipped with an ego that can sometimes spiral in stories of comparison, of self doubt, of lack of confidence. And in those moments, we can kind of reattune our entire body through the vibrational energy of mantra. And by saying So Hum, we remind ourselves that we are actually the entire universe. I am that. So hum. This mantra is also said to be the breath. So you can even imagine as we move through practice, silently repeating the mantra to yourself with your breath. So as you inhale, hum as you exhale. We'll begin in child's pose. So bring your knees wide. Big toes touch, arms extend long in front of you. And then just let your entire heart, your torso, your forehead melt to the earth. If it doesn't reach, you can stack hands or fists. And just let your body get heavy. Let your bones settle. Your sit bones get heavy. And allowing yourself to simply rest in this pose of pure potential. Start to deepen your breath. And see if you can stretch the inhale along the back body and the spine. And as you exhale, let the sits bones sink and get a little heavier, anchored, rooted, grounded. And we use the breath as an anchor. So when the mind starts to kind of spiral into story, we can come back to our breath, perhaps even the mantra So Hum, to bring us into our present spacious being. So as you rest in child's pose, start to deepen the breath, inviting Ujjayi breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nose and a little constriction in the back of the throat, kind of like the sound of the ocean. You can maybe even visualize or imagine the ocean and the breath like waves. And the wave, just an expression of the vastness of the ocean, the way that So Hum reminds us that we're limitless, that comparison isn't even a word. And just tune into the quality of the breath and really drink it full. And then start to rock side to side, swaying into the hips, maybe massaging the forehead on the earth. Just connecting with your intuition, your inner knowing that is beyond anything learned or internalized. And that inner knowing that knows worth is not conditional. And really spread the hands and start to walk your hands over to the right, maybe pressing the left hand on top of right for a side body stretch. Big inhale. Exhale to pull left hip back. Walk the hands through center and take it the other way. Right hand on top of left if it's accessible. Big inhale to stretch right ribs. And exhale to pull right sit bone back. Walk the hands to center. Really spread the hands and liven the arms. And as you inhale, rise up to all fours, table pose. On your next inhale, heart draws forward, lift the chin, the gaze, cow pose. Then exhale to cat. And start to move a few times here, breath and body together. Just opening the heart, the front and the back of the heart. And just noticing, does your heart feel tight? Does it feel closed or tense? And seeing if you can invite some softness using your breath. One more breath here. Come back to your neutral table. And then walk your hands long in front of you for puppy pose. Hips stay over knees. Take an inhale. And exhale, melt your heart down. Even as the heart melts down, find a little lift under the armpits, the ribs, back of neck long. One more breath. Then take the hands back towards you. Slowly walk the hips back. You might place a brick in between your legs if it feels uncomfortable to sit in Virasana. And then inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale to twist to your right. Left hand to the outside of the right knee, and right hand can come to sacrum, the earth, or a brick. Take a big inhale, and your exhale to twist a little deeper. Option to stay as you are, or walk your right fingertips back a little bit, and then lift the hips up, and lift the left arm up. Big breath here. Then exhale to sink the hips back down. Your seated twist. Inhale, arms to center, torso to center, and twist the other way. Right hand to left knee, left hand anchors behind you. A few breaths here. Inhale, long spine, and exhale to twist. Now you can stay as you are in this twist if this serves your body, or maybe wiggle the left fingers back, lift the hips up, lift the right arm, and sink back down. Inhale, both arms to sky. And then exhale, bow forward and fly the arms back, just folding inward. And then on your next inhale, rise up onto your knees, lift your arms forward and up like you're gathering all the energy from the earth. And then fold inward, bow forward, hips towards heels, arms fly back. Once more like that. Inhale, gathering up your strength, your presence, everything that's showing up. And exhale, bringing it in, your sources of strength. Then inhale, rise up onto your knees. And then exhale, right hand down and just crescent to the side. We're on our knees. Come back to center. Left hand down and crescent up and over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Cactus the arms, lift the heart, draw the navel in. And then send the hands to the earth for your table. Tuck the toes, draw the belly in and hips up and back for Adho Mukha Svanasana. And as you arrive, take a few breaths here. You can settle into stillness, or you can pedal the feet, tick-tock the heels side to side, see what feels good. Press into the L of the hands, spin your biceps towards the ears and up to the sky, and then melt your heart towards the thighs. Take a deep bend in the knees, booty up high in the air, and sink the heels down. On your next inhale, ripple forward to plank. And then exhale, hips up and back. You can always drop to your knees as needed. We'll do that twice more. Let the inhale carry you forward into this long line of energy, collarbones broad. Hips up and back, down dog. And once more. Hips up and back. Look to the front of your mat and walk to the front. Footstep, footstep, very mindfully to the top. Let the feet remain hips width apart, the torso just sink over the legs, head heavy. You can turn your palms up in this receptive gesture, just letting the arms get heavy, maybe just swaying side to side. Take one more breath. On your next inhale, find a half lift. And then exhale to fold. Maybe add the mantra, inhale, so. Exhale, hum. One more inhale. And exhale. Little bend in the knees, roll yourself up mindfully all the way. We'll meet in Tadasana. Surya A's to begin. Feet hips width apart, but lift up all 10 toes first. Let the four corners of the feet ground. Know you're rooted steady in yourself and soften the toes down. Find your heart lifting, your shoulders softening down the back. And next inhale, reach the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold all the way down. Little bend in the knees as you fold. Half lift, long spine. Plant the hands, step back. Modified chaturanga, unless you prefer full version, your choice. Lower knees, chest, chin. Slide onto the belly. Find low cobra or your up dog. Exhale to down dog, either pressing through hands and knees or through plank. 3 breaths in down dog. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. I am that. Take one more breath. Inhale to bend the knees deeply, gaze at the front of the mat. Step or float, your choice. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Reverse swan dive, reach all the way up, palms meet. Hands to heart center. Separate your feet, hips width apart. Then sink the hips low, graze the fingertips on the earth, reach them up. Find Utkatasana, fierce pose here. But can you find softness even as you hold this fierce pose? Inhale here, exhale, fly the arms back. Ardha Utkatasana, ribs to thighs and crown of head forward. We'll move through that a few times. Inhale, heart draws forward, arms lift. Exhale, fly the arms back. Once more, inhale, heart lifts, arms lift. Exhale, fly it back. We'll all meet in our chair or our fierce pose, Utkatasana. Inhale, cactus the arms as you exhale, knit the low ribs in. And then stand up tall, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Half lift, long spine. Plant the left hand in front of the face and the right arm sweeps to the sky for a twist. Deep bend into your left knee as you straighten right leg. Option to stay here, loop the top arm behind the back for a half bind. Pull the shoulders away from the ears and really roll the heart to the sky. Make sure both knees are facing forward. One more breath. And then unravel the back arm. If you took that variation, everybody release right hand down. Other side, left arm sweeps up, deep bend in the right knee as you straighten left leg. Peel the shoulders away from ears and spiral from the navel, the ribs, the heart. Option to drop the top arm behind the back. Take another big breath. Unravel the back arm and release it down. Inhale, half lift. And then listen carefully. We're going to plant our hands and step our right foot back. Lower the knee to the earth, untuck the toes. Find Anjaneyasana here. Sweep the arms forward and up as you scissor the inner thighs together. Relax the shoulders. Breathe. One more breath. Exhale, both hands down. Tuck the back toes. Keep your right hand on the earth. Back knee is lifted. And then sweep your left arm up for a twist. Breathe here. Try to keep your hips level. And try to twist from the navel, the ribs, the heart. One more breath. Release the top arm down. And then reach both arms forward and up. High lunge. Pause. You might widen your stance a bit, like you're on railroad tracks. That helps bring more stability. Square your hips forward and lengthen the tailbone down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Then exhale, open warrior 2. Breathe here. Keep pressing the left knee towards the pinky toe edge. Flip the palms up and then straighten the front leg. Palms press. Sink back down. 2 more. And 1 more. Flip the front palm up, find reverse warrior. And cartwheel the hands down to the inside of your front leg. All 10 toes face forward and toe heel your left foot to the side. Drop your back knee down or keep it lifted, your choice. So lizard lunge, heart draws forward. Stay here or find a little bit of a twist. Step your right hand outside of the mat, point the fingers away. You can turn the left toes towards 10 o'clock and press your hand into the thigh. Or if you want the quad stretch in the bind, bend the back leg and reach left hand for the foot. If you want more of a quad stretch, bring your heel towards the sit bone. If you want more of a shoulder opener, kick the foot away. Your choice for 3, 2, and 1. And release both hands down to the inside of the front foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, send your front leg long and back, and rinse it through Vinyasa. Lower down halfway or all the way, low cobra or up dog. Down dog is where we meet. Take 3 breaths here, let them be full. Complete exhales. One more big breath. Shift your gaze to the front of the mat. Take a deep bend in the knees. On the bottom of your exhale, step or float or tippy toe to the top. Half lift, long spine, and fold. Reverse swan dive, reach all the way up, palms meet. Hands come to heart center. Pause here for a moment, lift the heart into the thumbs. Feel your breath. Maybe return to the mantra, especially if the mind is wandering. Inhaling so, exhaling hum. I am that. And just recognize your fullness. And then slowly release the hands down. Go ahead and toe heel, big toes together, heels slightly apart. And then reach the arms up, grab onto your left wrist and crescent up and over to the right side. Body stretch. Inhale back to center, take the opposite wrist up and over, and really try to keep your hips and your shoulders square to the front. Inhale back to center, cactus the arms, lift the heart as the tailbone lengthens down. Inhale to center, and fold all the way down. Half lift. Plant the hands, and this time left leg steps back, opposite leg. Drop the knee to the earth, untuck the toes, Anjaneyasana, reach the arms forward and up, and stay for a few breaths here. See if you can scissor the inner thighs together and keep spiraling the outer right hip down so your hips are working towards level. Find this gentle heart opener here. And then exhale, hands come to the earth. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and then sweep your right arm to the sky for a revolve lunge. See if you can turn the eye crease of the elbow forward, your left hand, and then really spiral from the navel, the ribs, the heart, opening across the chest. Keep pressing the back thigh up. Exhale, right hand down. Take a moment to just steady your feet, maybe widen the stance, rise to crescent lunge. All 10 toes face forward, biceps frame the ears, then hips and shoulders square forward. Take a big inhale here, let the side body get long, then exhale to spiral the back heel down and open to your warrior 2. Moment in warrior 2, just to find your stability, your grounding. Press the right knee towards the pinky toe edge and try to level out the hips. Flip the palms up, straighten the front leg, reach up, and pulse back down. 2 more times, straighten, pulse up. And back to warrior 2, relax the shoulders, open heart. Once more. Flip the front palm up, reverse warrior, get long in the side body. And cartwheel the hands down to the inside of the front foot, spin the back heel up. Toe heel your right foot to the side. You can stay in lizard lunge a little more active here, lower the back knee down, your choice. As we arrive, you're welcome to stay here, really opening across the heart, the chest. You can take it into a twist, toes point to 2 o'clock, and left hand steps outside of the mat. Point the fingers away to keep the shoulder open. Press the right hand into the thigh, you can stay there, or go for the quad stretch. And then take deep breaths into the heart. One more breath. Release both hands to the inside of the front. Tuck your back toes, lift the back knee up if you took that variation, and then step your front foot high to the sky. Three-legged dog. Rinse it through a vinyasa. Full breath in. Let the breath go. Feel into your fullness. Inhale to bend the knees deeply, gaze at the front of the mat. Step or float to the top. Half lift and fold. This time just roll yourself up, present with all of yourself, however you're showing up, knowing that each bit and each piece of you is worthy, is loved, simply by you being present. Simply by you witnessing and seeing all the parts of yourself in orchestra of this breathing body and being. And just tune into your breath here. And we're moving into our peak krama with a pose that is heart opening and hip opening. So just stick with me here and I'll give modifications as needed. Big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Sink the hips low, graze the fingertips and reach them up, utkatasana. Bring your hands to heart center. Sink the weight into the heels, almost like you might fall backwards, and then trust yourself with the heart. Exhale, twist to your right. Hook the left elbow around right knee. Press the elbow into the knee. We'll be here for a few breaths. A little bumblebee must think I'm kind of sweet. And as you breathe here, keep rolling the heart up. Try to keep the knees pointing forward. On your next inhale, open up the arms to this flyaway stance. Then listen really carefully. You're going to start to ground into your right foot and reach your top arm all the way towards the front. You might grab a brick. In fact, I like to grab a brick. Press into your right foot, and then you're going to open up to Ardha Chandrasana to the left. Half moon to the left. Mindful transition. Can we find our own sense of balance as we move? If you have the brick, it's in line with the pinky toe edge of your foot. And then you're really stacking left hip on top of right. And reach the left arm up. Notice if your top heel, your left heel, is kicking back. And if it is, try to bring it forward towards the long edge of the mat so you can see it in the corner of your eye. Stay here or work into chapasana, our heart-opening pose. Bend your left leg, reach back for the ankle of the foot, and kick hand into foot, spiraling the heart up. Breathe for 3, for 2, and 1. We'll release. Step it back into warrior 2. Flip your front palm up. Reverse warrior, reach up and back. Then exhale, cartwheel the hands down and pause. Look forward, and then you're just going to slide your back foot forward so that you're in a cross-legged stance. Right leg is crossed over left, pinky toe edges of the feet are touching. Breathe here. There'll be a deep bend in both knees likely, so we want to be mindful not to lock anything out. Half lift and fold. Head heavy. You can stay in this fold, you can shimmy the hips side to side, little sciatica release, or take a side bend, walking the hands to the top right corner as you pull left hip back. And then top left corner as you pull right hip back. I'm going to give a little optional play here if you want it. Cross-legged bakasana, plant the hands down, rise onto the tippy toes, and then wing your knees out to the side. The elbows wrap back, creating a little shelf. Lean forward. Maybe this is where you stay, just playing with that balance. Really use the fingertips to grip. Or maybe one foot comes off, maybe both feet come off and your legs are crossed. Maybe none of that happens. And know that if none of it happens, you have still shown up in your fullest. So hum. When you're ready, you'll come out of whatever variation you've taken, uncross the legs, half lift and fold. And just roll yourself up. Slow roll up to stand. And pause here. Let the breath be full. Just thank your body for its effort, its presence, and all it does. And when you're ready, big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Just trying not to be stung, but bees are so great for the environment, so I love you, bee. Sending you love. Big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Sink the hips down, graze the fingertips down, reach the arms up, and then take the hands to heart center. Again, we sink the weight into our heels, let the spine get long, inhale, and then twist to the left. Hook the right elbow around the left knee, try to keep the knees in one line, and press elbow and knee to roll the heart open. Stay here or find those flyaway arms. One more breath. And then reach the top arm all the way to the front of the mat, either to the earth or maybe a brick in line with the pinky toe edge of your foot. Start to ground into your left foot as you lift your right leg up and mindfully stack your right hip on top of left. And reach your right arm up. Breathe here. Option to stay here in your half moon Ardha Chandrasana or bend and reach for the ankle, the foot. And find chapasana, opening the heart, the chest for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly release. Step it back into your warrior 2. Take a moment to ground into yourself. Breathe. Flip the front palm up. Reverse warrior, opening the side of the heart. And cartwheel the hands down. Pause, look to the front of the mat. Slide your back foot forward, cross-legged fold. Half lift long spine, and fold inward. So we have an option to play with that balance again. You can do shimmying the hips or side stretches here. You might even use bricks to help you play in the balance. Sometimes the bricks can be of service. You want chaturanga in the arms, elbows point back, and the finger pads are what keeps you from falling forward. Rise onto the tippy toes, wing the knees out to the side. Start to lean forward, and maybe one leg comes off, maybe both. One more breath, whatever you're choosing to explore. And slowly release. Unravel the legs. And then rise onto the tippy toes and sink the heels down. Take the knees wide and take the arms wide. Variation of bakasana, and round inward. Tuck the chin. Almost find cat pose in the upper back. Sink the heels towards the earth. And breathe here. One more breath. And slowly you're just going to sink onto your booty. Soles of the feet together, butterfly the knees out. Inhale, lift the heart, and bow inward. Keep the collarbones broad, the heart open. Let the sit bones ground, the jaw soften. Know that every ounce of your presence, your effort is enough. And see if we can find that santosha, the contentment, in whatever your experience is in the here and now. Slowly lift the torso and draw the left leg in a little more and then cross the right leg over for a seated twist. If you want, if both sit bones don't reach the earth, then take the bottom leg forward. It can be a nice modification. But otherwise, ground your right hand behind you, reach your left arm up, and then hook the elbow or hug the leg, whatever will be a comfortable twist for you. Long spine, and our exhales ring it out. One more breath. Slowly unravel, counter twist. And then we'll just switch sides. Lean back, switch the legs. Bottom leg can be straight or behind. And just make sure the sole of the left foot is really pressing in. Hug the left leg in, spine straight. Left hand anchors behind like a little scaffolding to hold you up. Reach the right arm up and then twist. Few breaths here. One more breath. And slowly unravel. Counter twist. Bow to the earth if that feels good. And then release. Take the legs wide. And then just sway it out in the hips side to side, kind of massaging the outer glutes on the earth. If you don't quite feel enough pressure, you can even lift the legs up. And plant the feet onto the earth, knees bent, and use the support of your core to lower onto your back. As we arrive, just final heart opening here. Walk the feet towards the sits bones. Shins are straight up and down. Maybe you can feel the backs of the ankles. Arms long on either side, and on your next breath, press into the feet, lift the hips up. Lengthen the tailbone forward, really lift the hips up, and then if it's accessible, you can interlace the hands behind the back, wiggling the shoulders underneath you. Keep lifting here, our only bridge pose. Heart lifts, chin draws away from the chest. One more big breath. And release the clasp. Your choice, you can either take the feet wide, knock the knees in, or soles of the feet touch and butterfly the knees out. One hand to heart, one hand to belly if it serves you. And just breathe. Feel into this body, the abundance of your breath, what it does, enlivening the body, how it bridges mind and body. So hum. I am that. As you feel into the fullness of breath, you'll gently gather your knees in towards your chest and give yourself a big squeeze, a hug of gratitude and abundance. If there's any last thing you need in your practice, please honor that. I will leave you in Shavasana so you can enjoy it as long as you wish. Just be mindful to take yourself out. When you're ready, squeeze everything in, even squeeze your head to your knees, and let it all go. Legs long, arms on either side, palms face up in this gesture of receiving all that you are. So, I am that.